Hello friends, if you were born between 1955 and 1965, pay close attention to what I am about to tell you because the year you were born, and in some cases the exact date you were born, determines the size of your Social Security check. And some people in this birthy year range are right now receiving less money every month than they are entitled to. Not because of anything they did wrong, but because they did not know one specific rule that applies directly to their birth year. Today I am going through every group in this range, explaining exactly what applies to you and telling you what to check before the end of July. Before we get into it, subscribe to this channel right now and turn on the bell. Social Security rules are different depending on when you were born, and the difference in monthly income can be hundreds of dollars for life. Subscribe now and let's get into it. Let's start with the group for whom this matters most urgently right now. People born between 1955 and 1959. This group sits in what SSA calls the transition zone because of a 1983 law that gradually raised the full retirement age from 65 to 67. Every birth year between 1955 and 1959 has a different full retirement age. Not 66, not 67, but somewhere in between, increasing in 2-month steps with each birth year. Here's the exact breakdown. If you were born in 1955, your full retirement age is 66 years and 2 months. Born in 1956, 66 years and 4 months. Born in 1957, 66 years and 6 months. Born in 1958, 66 years and 8 months. Born in 1959, 66 years and 10 months. Why does this matter so much right now? Because if you claim Social Security a few months before your exact full retirement age, even by just 2 or 3 months, your benefit was permanently reduced. The reduction is not rounded to the nearest year. It is calculated month by month and it applies for the rest of your life. A person born in 1958 whose FRA is 66 years and 8 months, who claimed that exactly 66 years and 0 months received a benefit permanently reduced by roughly 4.4%. On a $2,000 monthly benefit, that is $88 less every month for life. More than $1,000 per year, year after year. Here is the part that catches people off guard. Many people in this birth year range went to file and were told by a well-meaning person that their FRA was around 66, which is technically true in years, but not precise in months. If you claimed thinking your FRA was 66 and 0 months, but your actual FRA was 66 and 6 months because you were born in 1957, you claimed 6 months early and your benefit was permanently reduced. There is a window to reverse this. If you claimed benefits within the last 12 months, you can file Form SSA-521, request for withdrawal of application, cancel your claim, repay any benefits received, and refile at a later date for a higher permanent monthly amount. If you are past that 12-month window, you can no longer reverse the claim, but you can contact SSA to verify that your reduction was calculated correctly based on your exact birth month. There is one more detail in this group that surprises people. If you were born on the first day of any month, SSA calculates your full retirement age as if you were born in the previous month. If your birthday is July 1st, 1957, SSA treats you as if you were born in June 1957, which means your FRA arrives 1 month earlier than it would for someone born on July 2nd, 1957. This rule applies to everyone born on the first day of any month in any year. It is a small detail, but it changes the exact month your full retirement benefit kicks in. And if you filed without knowing this, you may have either claimed a month early thinking it was your FRA or waited an extra month unnecessarily. Now, let's move to the group where a major change just became final. If you were born in 1960 or later, and this applies to everyone born from 1960 through 1965 and beyond, your full retirement age is 67. This is not a new proposal. It is not something that is still being phased in. As of January 2nd, 2026, this change is complete and permanent. Anyone born in 1960 or later who reaches what they believe to be their retirement age needs to understand that 100% of their Social Security benefit requires waiting until 67, not 66, not 65, not any age in between. Let me put real numbers on what this means because the dollar difference is large enough that it changes retirement decisions for millions of people. The current average Social Security retirement benefit for a new claimant is approximately $2.71 per month. If you were born in 1960 and you claim at 62, the earliest possible age, your benefit is permanently reduced by 30%. On a $2.71 average benefit, that reduction takes your monthly check down to roughly $1,450, a difference of $621 per month for the rest of your life. If you wait until your FRA at 67, you receive the full $2,701, and if you delay past 67, your benefit increases by 8% per year. So waiting until 70 gives you 24% more than the FRA amount, or approximately $2,568 per month on that same average benefit. The gap between claiming at 62 and claiming at 70 is more than $1,100 per month for life. None of this means you should automatically wait until 70. Your health, your financial situation, whether you have a spouse whose survivor benefit depends on your record, and dozens of other factors determine the right claiming age for your specific situation. But what it does mean is that if you were born in 1960 or later and someone told you that your retirement age was 66 or anything other than 67, that information was incorrect and your claiming decision may have been based on a wrong assumption. The third group is people in this birth year range who are already receiving Social Security but who are still working. If you are currently claiming benefits before your full retirement age and you are also earning income from wages or self-employment, the earnings test applies to you. In 2026, the limit is $24,480 per year, roughly $2.40 per month. For every $2 you earn above that limit, SSA withholds $1 of benefits. On the surface, this sounds like a penalty, but here is the critical thing that most people in this situation do not know. The money SSA withholds under the earnings test is not lost. When you reach your full retirement age, SSA recalculates your monthly benefit upward to credit you for every month that benefits were withheld. If SSA withheld the equivalent of 6 months of benefits because you earned too much between 62 and your FRA benefit is permanently increased as if you had claimed 6 months later than you actually did. The withheld money comes back not as a lump sum, but as a higher permanent monthly payment for the rest of your life. There is also a specific type of income that does not count toward the earnings test at all, and many people do not know this. Pension income does not count. IRA or 401k withdrawals do not count. Investment income, dividends, capital gains, none of it counts. Rental income does not count. Only wages from a job or net self-employment income trigger the earnings test. A person receiving $3,000 a month from a pension, $1,500 from investment dividends, and $2,000 from Social Security while working part-time at $1,500 per month would only have the $1,500 in wages counted, which is well below the monthly threshold. The fourth group is widows and widowers born between 1955 and 1965. Because your full retirement age for survivor benefits is different from your full retirement age for your own retirement benefit, and the strategy available to you is one of the most valuable and least understood in the entire Social Security system. If you are collecting or planning to collect survivor benefits, your FRA for those benefits is slightly earlier than your FRA for your own retirement benefit. For someone born in 1956 whose retirement FRA is 66 and 4 months, the survivor benefit FRA is 66 years, 4 months earlier. This matters because you can begin collecting survivor benefits as early as age 60 at a reduced amount while leaving your own retirement benefit completely untouched and growing at 8% per year. Here's how the strategy works for someone born in 1958. They are now 67 or 68 years old. They are widowed. They could have started collecting survivor benefits at 60, receiving a reduced amount, while their own retirement benefit continued growing towards 70. At 70, they compare the two amounts, the survivor benefit they have been receiving and their own retirement benefit now at its maximum, and switch permanently to whichever is higher. The household received income throughout their 60s while preserving the ability to lock in the highest possible lifetime benefit. This strategy is not automatic. SSA will not suggest it. You have to know to ask for it. So here is what to do right now before the end of July. Go to ssa.gov and log into your My Social Security account. If you were born between 1955 and 1959, look up your exact full retirement age using your specific birth month and year, not just the year. Compare that date to when you actually filed. If you filed even slightly before your exact FRA, your benefit was permanently reduced. And if you filed within the last 12 months, Form SSA 521 gives you a window to reverse it. If you were born in 1960 or later and someone told you your retirement age was anything other than 67, verify your actual actual FRA at ssa.gov before making any claiming decisions. If you are currently working while collecting benefits before your FRA, understand that the earnings test withholding is not a penalty. It comes back as a permanently higher check when you reach FRA. And if you are widowed, ask SSA specifically about the survivor benefit switching strategy before you file anything. The number on your Social Security statement is not necessarily the number you will receive. Your birth year, your birth month, the date you filed, and whether you know these rules determines the final amount. Check yours before July ends. Subscribe. Share this with someone you know who is in this birthy year range.